Hey friends, Cherie here. Welcome back to the channel, Gardening at Home with Cherie. Well, I'm back today to share some more seeds starting. We are going to start some different varieties of balms. And so, yeah, I have my soil ready. I have my labels ready. So let's start sowing some seeds. So in today's video, we're going to be doing some bee balms as well as some balms. Now, bee balm and balms are different. The bee balms are really beautiful flowering plants that I am mostly putting in the garden to have as, to attract just beautiful pollinators to the garden. And so the first one that I'm sowing is just called regular bee balm or wild bergamot. There are some, other uses for these, but I'm mostly growing the bee balms for decorative uses. So this wild bergamot, or just the plain bee balm, has really small seeds. So I'm just sprinkling them on the top. In my experience, especially with the regular balms, the lemon balms, they tend to grow really quickly. So I'm already putting these in the larger pots. And so hopefully that'll decrease me having to fiddle and up pot them for a little bit. Getting to that stage where I'm starting so many seeds that I have to, anything that I can put in a bigger pot, I'm going to go ahead and put in a bigger pot. But so here's what that looks like, a little sketch. It says here, delicate crown shaped pale pastel purple flowers and foliage with a scent reminiscent of bergamot citrus. It does say on the back, the only thing of interest really on the back, it says bee balm is quite hardy. Once established, the plant has a rhizomatic growth habit, but doesn't aggressively spread. These seeds were from 2021. What I don't know, and I have to do some research, if this particular variety might be perennial for me or not. We'll see. The next variety I'm going to start is called a scarlet bee balm. And you can see here, it's red and beautiful. It says an aromatic perennial shrub with an odor similar to bergamot orange and blossoms reminiscent of bright red fireworks. It looks like I also got these in 2021. Only thing of interest it says on here, once established, bee balm is quite hardy. In warmer winter climates, second-year plants will form small stands. So again, we'll see how these grow, see how these do for me. The flowers just look beautiful. I'll get to see, is this something that will go to seed for me? And maybe it will self-seed, or maybe I can collect seeds. We'll sow it and learn about it. Next up, we have this variety called Lambada bee balm. This here looks like they're going to be pink and purple. It says this garden treasure is a delightful combination of lavender flower clusters and the pleasant aroma of mint and basil scented leaves, unique cut flower. Isn't that beautiful? On the back it says Lambada is considered a tender perennial, although it does not reliably overwinter. Best grown as an annual and is supposed to be deer resistant. So maybe this is something I can put out in the front garden as well, where the deer roam. I do feel confident enough now with most of what I grow that I, have the right locations for them. I know which garden to put them in, the full sun, the full sun garden versus the shady garden on the other side of the house. I tested out some new areas along the fence to grow vegetables, and they did fantastically. So I think that I will have to be less you know, attentive to the vegetables. Just kind of let things grow, versus previous years when I was just watching everything like a hawk. Our next variety of bee balm is the spotted bee balm. Look at how beautiful that is. And then on the back here, it says perennial. What a unique pagoda style bloom that people and pollinators equally love. While the flowers of this plant are usually yellow with maroon splashes, the powdery pink leaf-like bracts are where the show is. Great for deer-resistant and low-maintenance gardens. And it says it's perennial zones 4 to 9. So this would be really awesome if I could get these to perennialize in that front garden area, even in the back, but especially in the front. I lost a lot of plants, like shrubs that I bought, baby shrubs, because of the deer, and some because of the bunny. They just get so hungry when it gets really cold, they'll eat the bark. I'll have to share some pictures. I remember once I shared that on my old channel, and someone came in and told me it was because of the cold from the rocks, and that was destroying it. And it's like, no, I can see them on my camera chewing the bark and leaving their little poo-poo pellets. It's bunnies. It's my garden. I can see them. But yeah, I have some areas, again, luckily a lot of it in the back is things that will grow back, but I don't know what kind of long-term damage they do, stressing out the plant. Even my fruit trees, I had to protect the bark because they were chewing the lower bark, and then it kills your trees. So anyway, finding things that they won't damage. I mean, these will probably die back, but we'll see. Anyway, here is the Panorama Red Bee Balm. This is perennial zones 3 to 9. Scarlet blooms will beckon pollinators and other beneficial bugs to the garden. Plants reach 30 inches tall and form clumps that will return each year. A pollinator magnet, it blooms in its second year. Okay, so it looks like I won't see blooms on this the first year. Yeah, it's beautiful. Sadly, if I don't see the blooms on that in its first year, yeah, I'm gonna have to put a note on that tag wherever I put this, because I do want this to come back perennial to zone 3. That would be great. You know, not a lot of seeds in that pack, so I'm gonna oversow those. The seeds are so tiny. I do have another pack of those, but. And then our last variety of bee balm, look at that. I think this is spectacular. This is the Spielarten mix. Just beautiful. And it says on here, a beautiful mix of this pollinator-friendly perennial, shades of mauve, lavender, purple, pink, and more will entice butterflies, bees, and of course, hummingbirds. This showy mix is a top choice. And so, boy, I hope these do well. Let me know if you've grown any bee balm, if you've had any kind of luck. Ooh, and these seeds are a little bit bigger and definitely a lot more seeds in the pack. So that's exciting. I can see why that red one, they don't give you as many, because if it blooms in its second year, it's basically like you can only collect seeds every 2 years. So yeah, sometimes that's kind of why you're getting less seeds. Things are more rare, or they don't produce a lot of seeds. And so, you know, at the end of the day, these are all commodities, right? And it's like supply and demand will dictate pricing. All right, so let's get to the lemon balms. First, we're gonna do just our regular old lemon balm. This thing is a perennial for me here in my garden. It comes back I have it in grow bags in my shady garden. It comes back every year, and it's usually the first thing out there, along with the green onions, to kind of pop up and start growing. And these tiny little black seeds. And I haven't found that, you know, it's like spreading a lot out of the grow bags. Maybe because, I don't know, maybe it's just, I just haven't noticed that. So the back here, it says perennial, deliciously lemony flavored, great in tea, a vigorous, hardy, adaptable plant. And so yeah, and it does go to flower in my garden, but I don't know that I've ever seen it drop seeds. Now that I think of, I mean, I have so much growing out there that I just don't also get to pay that close of attention to every little thing. Let's see, the next thing is the limoncello lemon balm, which I've grown several years since it has come out. Let me see, I have several packs of these. Let me see if I have an older one that's open. All right, I have one from 2022 that's open. Normally these I've grown in the past, I've grown them in my little peat pellets, because I usually just sow a bunch of herbs together in a tray. So I'm gonna try them in these larger containers now, and hopefully they'll germinate okay. You got to keep things moist, so it's just a lot easier to keep things moist when they're in those little peat pellets. Let's open a new pack of this limoncello. Oops, some are stuck to the glue at the top. So let's open this over the container, and we'll just slide those down into the soil. I'll get a couple more out of here. I just want to make sure I get a lot of this germinated, so I can have a lot of this growing into these new established borders, flower borders. Okay, our final seed, final variety for today is this beautiful mandarina. It's the mandarina lemon balm. It says here on the back, perennial. All right, let's get some of these sown. Oops, same thing. In this new pack, they are stuck. Let's see, 2 of them stuck. I don't want to lose any of these tiny little seeds. These packets, you don't get a lot of seeds in the pack, which is why I ended up buying so many, because I wanted to make sure that I had a good amount, especially if they didn't perennialize the first time, which they did not in the containers that I put them in. But I have some different spots that I'm going to try, as I've learned, you know, a lot of the things for me, if I want them to come back, they have to be in the ground somewhere. The pots, the containers are just above ground and they're freezing and they're not coming back. So strawberries, a lot of my mints, a lot of the herbs that are supposed to come back, they come back if they're in the ground for me. And I don't have the space nor the desire to be moving every container inside. This might, again, be something that I can grow indoors throughout the year, just with my houseplants too. We'll see. And so, yeah, but that's it for today. We got 9 pots sown. We got 3 lemon balm varieties and 6 bee balm varieties. So yeah, that's a good use of my time. I will see you all back here again soon. We'll talk more about these as they germinate, and certainly do make sure you check back for my next video, sowing more seeds. Take good care. Bye.